Hello, my name is Latrina. I've been making these custom videos for free to offer tips and tricks to improve online presence of small businesses. I'm based here in Frederick, Maryland, and this is my way of contributing post-pandemic to try to help small businesses recover and to maintain their website rankings and get more clients at this time. So in this video, I'm going to cover some information that hopefully you can implement in your office and help drive more business to your website. The only thing I request is if you would not think it too impossible to provide some feedback. Any one-liner or two-liner would be helpful, whether it's good or bad. But it helps me to figure out if these videos that I'm making, because they do take time for me to make them, they're custom, if they're helping the businesses that I'm reaching out to. So any feedback whatsoever would be greatly appreciated. So let's get started. So what I'm going to cover is content, backlinks, and citations, and why these are important elements for your website. Content is anything on your website, such as words, images, videos, and any media whatsoever. Content is important because the more you have, the more opportunity you have to put the relevant keywords that people are actually searching for in Google. Ideally, you want to have 1,500 words on your homepage and 500 on your back pages. It seems like a lot, but really it's a standard for Google to rank businesses. It's perceived that you are an expert when you have more content than your competitors. Then there are citations, which appear in directories like Google, Yelp, Yellow Pages, etc. It's your business name, address, and phone number. There's an example right there on the screen. You want to get these throughout the internet, as many as you can, and even more than your competitors, again, for ranking purposes within Google. And then there are backlinks. This is simply your placement of your website address on other websites. If you have Facebook, Yelp, Yellow Pages, Instagram, LinkedIn, anything like that, you're getting traffic directed to your website from those websites. So the more backlinks you have, the more popular your website becomes, and the more validity Google gives your business. Google places really high emphasis on how many backlinks a website has. So you want to get as many as possible, but you also want to make sure your backlinks are relevant and not just random websites all over the internet. They should be related to your niche, your specialty. So let's take a look at your website. So I can give you an evaluation here. Presentation-wise, your website is great. It looks very modern. It's clean. No pun intended, but it's easy to follow. Everything is very organized. I would suggest you add more content. Even though it's well organized and has the information that people need, Google really does give preference to those websites that have more content. So build up your content, especially on your homepage. If you can't do it all throughout your back pages, at the very least, start on your homepage first and get more content there, okay? But overall, like I said, your website looks very nice. I think it's well put together. I would recommend all of your images throughout the website. Use keywords that are relevant. Use keywords that people would be typing into Google to find your services. The reason I say this is most people don't know, but when Google crawls your website, they're not only looking at the text that's there, but they're also looking at your images and how you've saved or tagged those images. So take the opportunity to use pertinent keywords for any images that you have on your pages. Again, this helps you to outrank your competition. Most people don't do this. So for example, here, the image before was a random one. This one is better. It says water leakage, but one thing you could say, water leakage service or water leakage contractor. That would help to solidify your place in the internet and show Google that you're an expert in that field, okay? So if we go to Google and we search disaster restoration Frederick, Maryland, what comes up are these these website ads. These are paid advertisements, of course. They're usually appearing at the top of the page. Here's some more here, the top or the bottom of the page. If people have if they have web blockers, they're not going to see any advertisements. So if they have ad blockers, web ad blockers, they're not going to see any of these ads. They will not be displayed for them. So that's something to consider before investing in advertisement. The prime real estate here in Google is the map pack. and you want to get your business listed in here as much as possible, as quickly as possible, and you are already listed there. So that's great that you found this. The one thing I would caution though is don't get too comfortable here until you start making those changes to your website, because the way your website is lined out right now, it's a little bit easy to outrank you. So if you start adding content, adding backlinks and citations, and especially keywords, you will solidify your placement here. Otherwise, you are kind of vulnerable in Google. So let's take a look at your stats right now. And the reason why I say that you're vulnerable. Right now, out of a scale from 1 to 100, you are 2.4 as popularity in Google. This data is coming from Google Analytics. You have one backlink, one referring domain, one keyword. This is where I would suggest you put most of your attention. Right now, you just have the drying team. That doesn't tell anyone what you do. And most people are not going to type in the drying team in Google, right? About 20 people type that in, and those are probably people that are already familiar with your website and are trying to find a website address. So what you should do is do what your competitors are doing. So let's look at Service Masters organic keywords that they are using. And they have quite a few. So they have Service Masters Restoration Services, so they're using their name as well. They're very well known in this niche. So they'll be kind of, a tough competitor, but there's no reason that you can't get the same amount of traffic. For example, take advantage of using the things that they are doing. Restoration services. If we go further down, cleaners, cleaning service, restoration services again. A lot of their keywords are very specific to their business name, and this is what makes them vulnerable, because if you have more keywords than them that are more specific to the services that you provide, such as repair, water damage repair, quality cleaning, cleaning service, and also put in, they're not doing this very well, but put in the location, put in the cities that you service. So water restoration services in Maryland, water restoration services in Frederick, water restoration services in DC. That right there is more in alignment with what people are actually typing in to Google, and I promise you it will result in more traffic to your website. Right now, you're not getting a lot. As you can see here, this is a 6-month depiction of your traffic. You're getting about 1 click, sometimes 0 per day or month even, versus if you look at Service Masters, they're getting quite a bit of traffic. And there's no reason, okay, they're a bigger company and they may be well established, but there's no reason whatsoever that you can't claim some of that web traffic for yourself. Okay, if you take the tips that I've just suggested, hopefully they will help you to continue to grow your business. And I'd like to hear more from you. I'd like to hear success stories. I'd like to hear if this video was helpful to you, anything whatsoever. Please do reply and let me know how you'll use this, if it was helpful, if it was not helpful, just so that I can make sure I'm providing a service that is useful to our community. Thank you so much for your time, and I wish you continued success in your business. Bye-bye.